All right. I'll try to remember to. Oh, no. Actually, I was going to say I'll try to remember to delete it, but I won't because that's going to stay here overnight. All right, hockey fans, here we are. It is the final game of the day. Today's the second day of the 2025 Burning Leaves Tournament hosted by Paul Smith's College. In this game, the visiting team in yellow starting off going from left to right, the University of Vermont versus the home team in white going from right to left, Paul Smith's College. This game promises to be amazing as Paul Smith's College is always a joy to watch play. So here we go, starting off, Terran number 22 facing off against Tyson Smith. No, against, 47. Paul Smith's College with this puck on the offense. Tony Pinsky dumps this in and chases after it. Goes into the trapezoid along with Ryan and Janice to help him out. At the point, fired in. This gets deflected, goes into the corner. Tony Pinsky after it. Pinsky trying to dig this puck out, comes up towards the point. Vermont able to get that out into the neutral zone. Captain Greenberg and number 20 picks that puck up for Vermont. Loses it, goes back to Dids and number 31. Crisscrossing the ice. Vermont loses this puck in the neutral zone turnover. That'll kill you in the long run. Number 39, Sean Wright dumps that in. Goes back behind the net, picked up by Vermont's number 18. Swings and misses, now recovers, picks that puck up, tries to hit it to the referee. Comes out held at the point by Kyle Davis. Davis fires that in, and that is saved by the University of Vermont's goaltender. And he's going to hold on to that for the faceoff. Faceoff sent over to the boards by Colin Trappist, I believe. Shot taken, save that goes off the goalie, hits the glass, comes all the way around. Hayes chases it through the trapezoid, turns that puck over out in front. Now Vermont picks it up, now held in by Omar Ukta. Puck goes into the corner, picked up by Palmer. Palmer fouls it, gets us out, and Kane just misses that puck in the top of the slot. Vermont coming back the other way, and they are taken out, and we're going to get a call on that one. So that is a Paul Smith's College penalty on number 71, Julian Schaefer, 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 71, 2 minutes trip. Time of that minor penalty, 1:48. And it's the first time I've seen special teams for either team. Or both teams. Retreating back into the trapezoid, Kyle Davis trying to get this puck away. Wrapped up with number 12. 12 trying to dish it out to 47. Not able to get it to him. And that puck is cleared by Paul Smith's College. Vermont in deep with the puck. In the corner, number 20 sends us back out to the point for 39, Fenner. Fenner loses his puck, gets cleared out into the neutral zone, picked up by Vermont's number 29. Cycles this back into his own end of the ice, and it's a big turnover and a trip. So the name on the back of the jersey of number 24 says his name is Wide Awake. And I think he's not. There's a tripping penalty on Wide Awake. Mike. And his last name really is Wide Awake. It's Ethan Wide Awake. Suffers from insomnia, I'm sure. So it's 4-on-4. Puck passed up and forced into the corner. There's too many fans here. I can't see what's going on. Vermont clears the puck, not realizing their even strength. That is an icing. Well, Zarin, number 22, saw that his teammate just went into the penalty box and I think instinctively cleared the puck, not realizing that the teams are at even strength 4-on-4, so that became an icing. Quesnel with this puck. Schaefer released from the penalty box. It is a power play for Paul Smith, and the goaltender is going to hold on to that puck for the faceoff. Colin Palmer taking the faceoff for Paul Smith's College against Zarin, number 22. Pulls this puck back, goes to Quesnel. Quesnel brings this puck into the corner. Looking, umbrella is open. Lots of traffic in front of the goal. Here's a shot, save made. Oh, Quesnel misses the rebound, had a wide open goal. And this time this puck gets cleared, goes on net, save made by Ethan Stefaniak. Long pass gets rejected. Pass over to Ogden is missed, and that should be an icing. That pass came from behind the center line. I don't know. These officials have been off all day long. Colin Palmer coming back with it, right? You disagree? Oh, I saw that side eye look. That was icing, wasn't it? It was. Yeah, we know. All right. Here's Quesnel with it. Around, out in front. Shot gets deflected, goes over the goal from behind the net. Here's Colin Trappist. Tried that wraparound, and it gets knocked all the way down. Teams are even. Save made by Ethan Stefaniak. Bobcats from their end of the ice coming out with this puck. And that's iced, and somebody hit a buzzer. We get TV timeouts, that'd be awesome. I got commercials to run. Faceoff goes into Vermont's end of the ice, comes up to number 7. He gets us out into the neutral zone, passes off to number 19. 19 winds up, shot, save made. Off the faceoff, Paul Smith's College. It's a 2-on-1. Halsey's on the left. Pass across too high. Halsey couldn't get his stick on it. tried to use the middle of the stick to tip that puck in. Would have been a beauty, but it didn't happen. Nick Ogden picks this puck up in the neutral zone, dumps it in to Dids for Vermont, passes his puck over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald sends it up on the near side, gets knocked away. Coming in, trying to pull this puck with him is Noah Munjennings. Fired in from the point by Ogden, doesn't make it through to the goal. Munjennings sends this back behind the net, picked up near side by Michael Gazzaro. Gazzaro is not on the ice. I made that up. Back behind the net, Munjennings battling for that puck, and Vermont coming out with it on the near side, bringing out Marchant, number 60, loses this at the blue line, picked up in the neutral zone by Rizzi, number 12 for Vermont. There's a check put on, shot fired, goes over the shoulder of the goalie, comes out to the blue line, held in by Ziggy. Picked up in the corner. Here comes number 22, Zarin. Sends that puck out. Gets turned over. Owen Kinney tries sending his bat. Fitzgerald gets this to Zarin. Zarin winds up. Shot. Wide left. Picked up by 17. Or 47. Excuse me. 47. So we've got incidental penalties, minor penalties. Paul Smith's College, number 72, Caden Doran, and Vermont's number 22, Zarin. We'll just call them roughing penalties. They put, wait a minute, are we doing 4-on-4? It is. Oh my goodness, it's not incidental minors. It's 4-on-4. Let's see if the public address announcer lets us know what's going on. I did not see an official make any official signals. So it's certainly roughing on Zarin Doran. I didn't hear what he said. I thought he said 2 minutes for bullying, but I'm pretty sure that's not a penalty in hockey. Bullying is allowed. Here comes Paul Smith's College, 4-on-4 hockey, sliding out with this puck. Dylan Suave dumps his puck in, picking it up on the far side. Attila Quesnel puts it in the middle. Millionaire backhand shot, taken by Suave. Save made by the goaltender. Loose puck, Vermont retreating back behind their net to pick it up. Skating out with it, number 20, Captain Greenberg. Oh my goodness, he was a foot behind the red line. They called that one icing, but when the pass was made from 5 feet, it wasn't. This is great. This is great. No favoritism shown here. Small community in Saranac. Small community. Face-off won by Saranac. Trappist with it, loses this to Vermont. Vermont spears that puck out. Kyle Davis turns and chases after it. Fenner coming in after him. Puck sent out, held in by 24. Pass back over to, and it bounces in. It's a on. Breaks the seal first. And who scored that? Oh, the initial save was made by Ethan, but that puck bounced next to him and then bounced over his stick into the net for the goal. University of Vermont scored 24. Assistant editor Curry, winner. One of the better. Well, now, that's the first quarter. So that is University of Vermont goal scored by number 24, Ethan Wideawake, assisted by number 39, Fenner. Rizzi with the shot wide left. So that is Wideawake from Fenner. Time of the University of Vermont's goal, 8:59 of the first period. They lead 1-0. Paul Smith's College rips this puck around, picked up by Didids of Vermont. He sends this back into the trapezoid. Nick Ogden stretches out his stick to pick that puck up. Bounce pass for Liam Berger. Berger not able to get it, coming over to help out Julian Schaefer. Schaefer brings this into the neutral zone. Sick of that battle. Takes this back into his own zone to gain some space. Now he comes up, dumps that puck in, goes through the legs of Zarin as both of the penalty makers are released from the sin bin. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Dylan Suave sends this back in. Number 29, Fitzgerald, grabs this for Vermont, passes this over to Green. Green takes this over the blue line into the offensive end, passes over to Hardy. Shot save made by Stefaniak. Loose puck grabbed by 33, can't clear it out. Shot fired by Julian Schaefer, doesn't make it through traffic. Comes back out into the neutral zone. Green tries taking it forward with him, not able to. Puck comes back, picked up by the goaltender, number 29. Paul Smith's College with it through the trapezoid, coming over on the near side. Loses that puck. Kinney steps up, shot fired, stick into the far side. Grabbed by Janis. Janis sends this off the stick of the goalie, and Vermont picks this puck up and they ice it. No way Green makes it in time. Oh, but the puck went too slow. Kinney had to play it, and this gets covered up by Stefaniak. Am I saying his last name right? Yeah, okay. Thank you. There's a face-off won by Vermont. Hayes backs up into the neutral zone. Paul Smith drives forward with this puck. Vermont turns it back. Picked up, though, by Owen Kine. Kine sends this forward. It gets brought back through the net zone. Fenner with it. Fenner, little toe drag, loses that puck as Kime takes it away. Kime passes this puck up on the near side. Hayes chases it down from Vermont. On his tail is Haslett. Haslett. Puck gets fired around, and that is offsides, and turning and hitting it is Ryan Janis because he would rather it be offsides. And somebody's messing around with my goalie camera. Oh, they knocked it down. See if he could figure it out. Quesnel passes back to the point. Shot fired. Save me! And it gets juggled by the goaltender, but held on to. Face off to the left side of the Vermont goalie. Comes back out to the point for Kyle Davis. Fires this in. Back behind the net. On the near side angle. Waiting for it at the point. Ukda holding it. Looking for the puck. Coming over is Palmer. Fires this forward. Picked up by Quesnel. Gets that shot off. Save made. Puck goes over that. Quesnel tries centering it. Gets denied. Puck goes over to the corner. Vermont over to pick it up. Angle drifting back. And that is Callison, number 47. For Vermont, driving that puck in. Stefaniak is out of the net. And here's Quesnel with the puck coming back the other way. Gets this, drops this off for Ukda. Ukda takes this over the end line. He's got Engel at the point waiting for it. Engel staying motionless with straight legs, knees not bent. You got to bend those knees and be ready for that puck. If Engel's mom can hear me, make sure you tell your son he's got to bend his knees. Quesnel picks that puck up, in turn fires. Oh, it gets deflected. That went off the left leg of the goalie and got kicked out. Comes all the way back down the other way. No icing. Puck is collected by Kyle Davis in his own end. Sends a long pass intended for Colin Palmer. Palmer missed it, and that's an icing. Faceoff will be to the left side of Stefaniak. Coming back the other way, hustling after that puck. Caden Duran. Duran in the corner. Gets his puck out for Ziggy. Ziggy, oh, not able to get that between the pipes. Ziggy comes over into the corner to pick this puck up. Avoids a check. Puck is in the corner. Vermont trying to play it out. Ziggy gets a piece of it. Marchand comes over and lays down to take a nap. Rizzi fires this out into the neutral zone. Berger plays on that puck. Turns around. Backhands this back out into the neutral zone. Number 18 grabs it. Fires this forward. And that's an offside. So 11 face off. It's Hardy and Munn Jennings. Munn Jennings pulls this puck over to the side. Pushed forward by Paul Smith's College. Goes back behind the net for Vermont. Vermont plays around on the near side. Now going back the other way is DeDids. DeDids passes this puck over to number 20, whoever that might be. Skating up with this puck is Hardy. Hardy takes this puck over the end line, pushes it through the trapezoid. Duran's over at the corner. I don't know why he's watching, but watching he is. Comes out to DeDids. He fires that over. And Duran dumps his puck down. And that's an icing. Yep, he was not over the center line. That is an icing. 5:54 to go in this opening period. University of Vermont leads 1-0. Here's the face-off. Won by Paul Smith's College. They send this up. It bounces into the neutral zone. Skating after it, picking up puck up. Julian Schaefer shot. Save! Vermont! Rebound. Grabbed by Vermont. Puck gets passed over to number 8, De St. Simon. Free puck for Owen Kime. Takes a little too long. Puck gets passed over for Trappist. Trappist can't get it out. Has to come back, getting some help from Suave and Kime. Kime over to Trappist. Trappist touches it, comes out to the point. Vermont able to hold that in. Puck grab by Schaefer, able to get it out into the neutral zone. Collected in the neutral zone by Wide Awake. Wide Awake can't get that puck forward. And that puck gets turned back into the Vermont zone. Pass over to Bay. Maybe it's Bay. Trappist fires this in. It goes on net. Save made. Puck is still loose. Now it gets covered up by the goalie. He was trying to dish it off to his defenseman, number 33. Hohen? I think that's 33. Face off to the right side of the Vermont goaltender. Tony Pinsky in to take the draw, pulls this back to Angle. Angle shovels this into the corner, goes back behind the goal, grabbed by number 14 of Vermont. Battled by Oak Hazlitt. Hazlitt gets that puck free, able to get it over to Pinsky. Now back behind Hazlitt, goes down. There's a check put on in the corner. Loose puck grab by Janis, fires that. Comes out to Angle. Angle rips this back in, goes behind the goal. Spinning around, looking forward as number 18 sends this up at the half board. Pinsky sends this back in deep. 14 back after it. Janis gets a piece of it. 14 able to get that up to number 20 for Vermont. Here comes Vermont now. Zarin tries pushing it forward. Angle spins around. Shot bounces on net. Gets dropped. Paul Smith's trying to come out with this puck, and that gets kicked forward by Callison of Vermont. .341 to go in this opening period. 1-0 Vermont lead. Thanks, Coach. And that puck gets grabbed out of the air by Stefaniak. Rizzi taking the face-off against Palmer. Palmer swings this puck across, makes it, oh no, it's held in by Vermont. Drifting back to pick it up is Berger. Berger behind his net, flicks this out, goes off of Fitzgerald's glove. Here's Cannell with this puck. Cannell not able to get that shot. You got to sing for it. Puck goes, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Puck comes into the neutral zone, punch forward, now back out. Fitzgerald trying to get it. Ukta goes after it, not able to have it. Puck comes over near side. Marchand for Vermont. Backhands this through the neutral zone, picked up by Rizzi. Rizzi, top of the slot, couldn't pull the trigger, comes over to the side, shot fired, gets deflected back behind the net by Berger. Big hit behind the net by Paul Smith's College. That puck collected on the far side by number 7. Marchand comes in, tries to put a big hit on, but doesn't. Cohen tried clearing that puck out, gets deflected off of the stick of Ogden Bay with it, loses it. Paul Smith's College not able to finish. They can't keep that puck in. Engel's got to go back into the neutral zone to play it. Vermont in possession of this puck deep in their zone. Duran dumps this back into the corner. Loose puck on the near side. Kime gets pushed down by Green. Shot on net. Save made. Loose puck. And the oldest man in the building. Puck sent back behind the net. Munn Jennings coming after it. Near side. Ogden trying to hold it. Duran trying to hold it in. Comes out. Vermont going with it. Puck gets ripped in by De St. Simon. That puck held in by 39. Fenner on the far side. Kime goes back into his own corner, rips this around back behind the net to pass it around for Duran. Duran sends this out and through, race to the puck, and the goaltender comes out and plays this up to the blue line. Here's Fenner for Vermont into the O-zone, 1-on-3. Can't make it happen because that's really hard to do. Kime takes that puck away. Kime sends this over onto the far side. Gabe Clark picks it up. Clark fires this over for Trappist. Trappist pulls this with him into the O-zone, settles that puck, shot, 5-hole, save, Vermont. No, it's loose. It's back behind the net. Nobody can see the puck, though. Whistles going off galore. 1:24 remaining in this opening period. Face off to the left side of the Vermont goaltender. Sean Wright taking the draw for Paul Smiths against Rizzi. Engel dumps that puck in from the blue line, chased down, picked up in the corner by Sean. Sean sends this back to Engel. Engel back, rips it, save made. Rebound goes back behind the goal. Rizzi picks it up, sends this through the trapezoid over to 18. DeRoma runs into some trouble, sends it up, held in at the point by Paul Smith's College. Rizzi back in the corner for Vermont. Puck grabbed by Paul Smith, centering pass, shot right. Oh, and it gets blocked by a defender. Less than a minute to go in the first period. Here comes Marchand for Vermont. Marchand over the center line, loses the puck. Trappist back the other way. 1-on-1, back into the middle. Backhand shot, save, loose puck. And a hungry hippo from Vermont makes the save. And we've got some extracurriculars going. Marchand throwing some punches. Trappist returning to protect his down player. Trappist grabbed by the jersey. Both hands by the same official that's thrown 3 headlocks today. Captain Lou Albano out on the ice. So it's Vermont's number 60, Marchant, and Paul Smith's number 48, Trappist, are getting 2 minutes for some random penalty that the official whispered to the timekeeper. They've got hand signals for a reason, so the rest of us know what's going on. These guys just refuse to. Only one of these officials uses hand signals. Tony Pinsky going for the takedown, unable to do it. He tried to get 2 points on the wrestling takedown. He's going to get 2 minutes for holding, I would think. No. Nah, just going to go for a face-off. If Pinsky was holding that Vermont player any tighter, he would owe him a bouquet of flowers. Vermont takes his puck back behind the net. 20 seconds to go in this opening period. 1-0 Vermont. 15 seconds. The Dids with it. Battling against Paris. Now the puck is handled by Pinsky. Pinsky trying to get it out. He's got no teammates near him, though. 2 seconds. 1 second. And that's it. The end of the first period. After 1 period of play, it is the University of Vermont 1, Paul Smith's College 0. We're going to wait about 13 minutes for this ice cut. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day, and we'll be back. All right, here we are. Second period, 1:21 on the clock for the minor penalties. 4-on-4 hockey. That shot is on net. Vermont goaltender holds on to that for the faceoff. Second period, we switch sides. Paul Smith's College, a home team in white, going from left to right this period. Vermont, University of Vermont in yellow, going from right to left. Cannell with his puck loses it. It's kicked out by number 24. Wide awake shot. And it goes wide. Wide awake leaves it for 18. DeRoma fires that shot. Blocked out in front. Comes back to DeRoma at the point. DeRoma 4-on-4. Box on box. Wide awake battling for that puck. Puck comes free. Owen Kime fires this around, and this comes out into the neutral zone. Grabbing it is Wide awake. Turns, dumps it in. He's going to go off for his change as number 39 goes after it. That's Fenner on the far side. Hayes coming back for it for Vermont. Grabs his puck, takes this through his trapezoid, stops at the corner. Sees Palmer, fires this back the other way in the neutral zone. Puck fired back in by Kime. Going after it in the corner is DeRoma for Vermont. He falls down for no reason. There's a shot, point blank range. Save made. Loose puck, Vermont. Goalie spears at it. Berger from the blue line fires this, goes off the leg of a Vermont defenseman. Fired again from the side by Sean Wright. Another save made by the Vermont goalie. There's another shot. Owen Kime misses the goal, comes all the way around. Vermont picks it up on the near side, gets us out into the neutral zone. Trappist got a piece of it, and Callison brings this over the blue line, and they are offsides as Greenberg was still in the zone. Face off in the neutral zone. Wright and Rizzi. Rizzi pulls this back. Cohen fires it forward. Ogden dumps this in. Chasing after that puck is Trappist. Trappist in the corner with Bay. Bay turns, tries to clear it out. Stopped by Sean Wright from the point. Ripped in by Nick Ogden. Comes around near side. Berger fires this back in behind the goal for Wright. Wright over to Schaefer. Schaefer's shot is saved. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Berger dumps it back in. Bay going back for it for Vermont. Bay on the side of the trapezoid. Hard pass up to number 2, McQuingle. And retreating back, Liam Berger into his own zone. Passes puck across to Nick Ogden. Ogden over the blue line. Ogden's got a breaking Trappist. Fires it on net. And the save is rebounded too far away from Trappist to pick up that rebound. Coming back the other way, Marchand into the O-zone. Can't get it. Grabs that out of the air, drops it down. Can't keep it with him. Schaefer takes that puck away into the corner. Schaefer gives the puck to Berger. Berger sends us out into the neutral zone. Let down by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, a big elbow from Schaefer right in front of the official. The official that it happened in front of could not see the elbow because he put up his hand. Oh, they're going to call roughing on Schaefer. So penalty, Paul Smith's College, number 71, Julian Schaefer, 2-minute minor for roughing. Number 71, 2 minutes for rough. Time of that minor penalty, 2:46 of the second period. And it's another power play opportunity for Vermont. So Vermont, Fitzgerald. Gives it away, comes back to him. Fitzgerald to Fenner. Back over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald misses it. Puck comes into the neutral zone. Vermont's got to retreat back to get reset up, and Paul Smith's College takes advantage. Dumps his puck all the way down, chasing after his Pinsky. Pinsky in the trapezoid couldn't get the puck. Taken away by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald sends this back behind the goal, collected by Fenner. Fenner sends this diagonally across for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald can't catch up to it as Pinsky sends this all the way down. Trappist going in after that puck. Trappist going into the corner for it, but to St. Simon, there he goes down. Fitzgerald up to Greenberg. There's a shot save made by Ethan Stefaniak. Paul Smith sends this all the way down. Fitzgerald back to pick it up for Vermont. 1 minute to go in the player advantage for Vermont. And whatever they're doing, it's not scoring goals. Puck sent out into the neutral zone. Dumped into the Paul Smith's end of the ice. Callison goes after it. Can't make anything happen with it. Puck comes out, fired in from the point. Save made. Rebound, Marchant going in after it. Puck goes high, drops down. Callison passes over into the middle. 14 shot, save made. Rebound, swing and a miss by Kime. Kime again able to get this out this time, and chasing it down is Hayes for Vermont. 20 seconds to go in the PK for Paul Smith's College. Here comes Vermont. Trying for one last offensive strike. Callison misses it, and this puck gets jumped back down by Kyle Davis, and that'll burn out the rest of the penalty against Schaefer as he is released from the box. Schaefer hustling over to the bench. Schaefer ends up playing that puck. Now he dumps it in. He goes off, and we're back to even strength. That puck grabbed by Duran. Duran gives this to Berger in the neutral zone. Berger passes this puck across for Ogden, who dumps this in. Vermont trying to get this back out. Duran retreating back into his zone. Backhands his puck back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Parise. Parise to Haslett. Haslett dumps it in. Vermont Hayes flings this all the way around. Held in at the point. Fired on net, and that is held onto by the goaltender, number 29. Loose puck on the side of the net. Braun reaches over and grabs it. That's the goaltender's name for Vermont, number 29, Braun. Face off to the right side of Braun, won by Paul Smith. Cannell took that shot. Save made. Vermont coming out with this puck. Here's Green. Gets this over the blue line. Cannell hits him. Puck turned over. Paul Smith's coming back with it the other way. Here's Ukta. Ukta to Cannell. Cannell can't catch up to that puck. He pushed it too far ahead of himself. Ukta on the far side. Coming in, removing Ukta is Green in the neutral zone. Puck fired against the glass by Berger. Paul Smith is offsides. They need to check up. While they do, Vermont tries to put something together, and it's not very effective as Ukta turns that puck back. Ukta trips over Bem, number 7. And Paul Smith is off again. Their timing is slightly off. Berger stops the Vermont advance, gets this puck to Palmer. Palmer to Trappist. Trappist in, shot deflected by Cohen. Goes back behind the goal on the far side. Julian Schaefer picks it up, centering pass. Nobody there. Almost tipped in by Vermont's number 18, DeRoma. That would not have made for a very good evening for DeRoma. Puck comes up, held at the point by Ogden. Ogden shot fired. Save made by Braun. Near side shot, Trappist. Save Braun. Schaefer again on the far side. Turn, sends it around. Shot, Trappist. Goal. And listen to that crowd go. Trappist scores at 7:16. I believe the assist came from Julian Schaefer. We'll find out for sure once the public address announcer tells us what happened. Face off, Schaefer trying to control it, moves us into the offensive end. So it is scored by number 48, Colin Trappist, assisted by number 71, Julian Schaefer from 39, Sean Wright, 48 from 71 from 39. Time of the Paul Smith College Bobcats goal, 7:16 of the second period, and we are tied at one. Shot save made by Stefaniak. Falling on top of that puck is Trappist. Trappist passes up for Schaefer. It's a 2-on-1. Schaefer and Wright. Schaefer's shot, save made by Braun, goes off the glass behind him. Going after that puck, number 29 for Vermont, Fitzgerald. Can't clear it, though. Puck held in by Engel. There's Vermont coming back with this puck the other way. Fitzgerald forced to the corner by Janis. Puck turned back, swatted at by Janis. Gets this out and in the neutral zone. Greenberg tries dropping it back. Janis right there, though. Janis brings this forward. Puck taken away by number 47, Callison. He skates this all the way around. Passes this puck off to Zarin. Green shot, high. Off the glass, drops down, held in by DeRoma. Vermont shot on the wrong side of that post. Ripped around. DeRoma holding it, battling against Haslett. Get it out, and we're going to get a whistle for it. It may have gone up and touched the netting. It's hard to see. My eyes are starting to hurt looking through the netting on this side for 4 games today. And it did. It must have touched up on the netting on the far side. Face-off pushed forward by Vermont. Control taken by Duran. Duran passes this over for Ziggy. Shot and a save by Braun. Ziggy Modzinski. There are too many consonants next to each other. I couldn't read that Polish name until I held it the correct distance away from my failing eyeballs. Face off to the left side of Braun, comes back. Suave at the point, pushes this forward for Ziggy. Ziggy can't keep it. Vermont trying to get this puck out. Suave holding up his position on the boards very well. Puck comes back out, and number 2 for Vermont, McQuingle, took that puck out. Loose puck on the side. Vermont puts us out in the middle. Shot blocked by a spinning around Dylan Suave from the ice. This is knocked out in through the neutral zone. Vermont able to take possession back. McQuingle with it. Suave dumps it back in. He's going to go off for a change while his offense slides in after that puck. Rizzi gets it for Vermont. Turns that puck over. And that gets lost behind the net by Keim. Keim comes back to his defensive position. This puck gets cleared by Vermont. They're saying it was close enough to Keim. No icing. Dylan Suave trying to get that puck out, and it does. Dump back in by Fitzgerald. Keim's going to go after it. Keim passes this puck back to Suave. Suave from his corner fires this out into the neutral zone. Taken away by Vermont and dump back in. Ukta dumps Fenner. Palmer on the far side, off the boards, held in by Bay. Now it comes back, held in by Fenner. Fenner checked over the half boards. Puck picked up in the corner by Suave. Suave sends this all the way around. Cannell can't catch it, but it comes right back to him. Good hockey players always find the puck, and we're going to get a whistle. And I think it's for an offsides. Although it's for the official that likes blowing the whistle for reasons that I never understand. But we're going to stick to offsides. Wright taking a face-off for Paul Smith. Tries, kicks this through, and does. Wright picks his puck. Turns, sends it all the way across. There's a shot by Trappist, and it misses. Wright picks this up again. Loses it. turned over, sent across by Gabe Clark, fired by Paul Smith, comes out into the neutral zone. Retreating back to pick it up is Julian Schaefer. Schaefer sends this up to Ogden. Ogden fires it forward, gets stopped by Callison of Vermont, turns his puck back, finds the stick of Liam Berger. Berger to right, sends this to the far corner for Trappist to go to work. Trappist in deep, sends this into the trapezoid, goes through over to the near corner, played on by Greenberg for Vermont. Vermont coming out with this puck. Zarin dumps this in. It gets played on by Stefaniak behind the net. He paused it for Ogden. Ogden coming out with it. Ogden trying to stay away from those Vermontians or Vermontians. Puck held in by Berger. Right there, couldn't keep it. Puck gets by Berger. Ogden retreats back and collects his puck up off the boards. Sends this back over for Berger. Berger passes up for Trappist. Trappist brings it into the O-zone. Gets his way around Daroma, passes it over, and Schaefer misses a wide open net. Vermont coming back the other way. Puck gets swatted at, and breaking it up and stealing that puck is Pinsky. Here's Tony, checked into the boards, staying with it. Green grabs him by the head and throws him to the ice right in front of the official. That's like speeding past a trooper on the thruway. You're gonna get busted. So I imagine that is a 2-minute minor against number 9, Green, for roughing. Time of the penalty, 12:38 of the second period. And it's a Bobcat power play. Palmer taking the face-off, pushes towards the corner, gets grabbed by Daroma, tries ripping around, gets it out into the neutral zone. Ogden trying to take it, not able to. Bringing his puck in is Fenner. Fenner loses it as he leaped on and pushed off of that puck by Cannell. Puck fired out to the neutral zone, grabbed by Hayes. He rips this back. Stefaniak pulls it back behind for Ogden. Ogden passes it off to Cannell. 1.5 minutes ago in the player advantage for Paul Smith's College. Cannell in deep. Sends this back to Palmer. To Ogden. Shot, save made. Rebound, loose puck. Ukta can't get his stick on it. And Vermont clears the zone. Stefaniak plays that puck. He's going to hold it for Palmer. Fires this forward. Ogden brings this into the offensive end. Ogden at the faceoff dot in deep. Backhand over. Tried to pass it over for Duran. Not able to get it close enough to him. Cannell back to the point. Fired. Glove saved by Braun. 6:14 to go in this period. 53 seconds remaining in the player advantage for Paul Smith's College Bobcat. Face off to the right side of Braun. Taking a draw, Sean Wright. Not able to keep that puck. Vermont clears it. Stefaniak stalls it in the trapezoid. Now he passes it around for Schaefer. Schaefer misses the pass to Wright. Coming back with it is Fitzgerald. Dumps that puck in. Suave picks it up behind the net. Suave stops in the trapezoid. Dillon looks up, passes puck on the right side. I'm pretty sure that was intended for Engel, but he missed him by about 15 feet. Puck comes back. Dillon able to try again. Who's he going to pass to this time? Dillon brings this up, passes it to himself off the boards. Second try, misses himself, and Rizzi takes his puck away and returns it all the way down the length of the arena. Engel picks this up in his trapezoid. 5 seconds to go. Hands that puck off to Schaefer, and the teams return to even strength. Green races across the ice. He goes onto the bench and onto the ice for Vermont. In his place comes Callison. Schaefer passes that puck all the way up for Trappist. Trappist over the blue line. Shot and a save made by Braun. Less than 5 minutes ago in the second period. This period is flying by. Face-off comes back, center slot, and Smith couldn't get a shot off. Coming back the other way is Callison. Callison comes to the right, tries passing to the middle, passes blocked by Time. Puck goes back into the trapezoid. Callison over to get it, diving after that puck is Tyson Smith. Passes this across. Janice got a piece of it, knocks it by Bay. Bay picks this up in the trapezoid, gets it up to 30-something or other. To Dids, maybe? Nah, Cohen, number 33. Bay back there, as is Pinsky. Bay trying to pull this puck out. Pinsky moves this forward. Gets this out to Berger at the point. Berger comes over, shot, save, or block. I can't tell. And this puck comes out. Berger's going to go back and pick it up deep in his zone. 4 minutes to go. Berger fires this up. Janus turns and rips it in from the blue line. He's going to go off for his change. Hayes picks this up for Vermont, sends it around on the far side. Paul Smith stops. Vermont sends it back, and that is not held in. Nick Ogden plays this back in the neutral zone. Dumps this in. Paul Smith checks up on sides. DeRoma picks this up for Vermont. DeRoma on the far side. Stops short. Gets hit by Ziggy. Ziggy wraps up DeRoma. Has that puck. Ziggy comes away with it. Passes it to Parise. Parise on the near side. Sends this out to the point for Berger. Berger rips this back in for Parise. Parise can't get it. Vermont trying to clear it. Coming back is Chat. Ogden passes this puck back for Berger. Shot save made. Ogden from the point fires it in, and Braun scoops it up off the ice for the faceoff. 3:03 to go in this second period. We are tied at 1. Actually, this team from Vermont is probably the closest team to Paul Smith's college. It's possible. Vermont's not very far from where we are right now in New York. Palmer comes in, steals that puck, can't get the shot off, driven into the corner by number 31. Rizzy goes after that puck, rips it around. Far side, held in momentarily, no. And I think we're going to say that touched somebody on the Paul Smith's bench of a face-off in the neutral zone. Face-off won by Vermont. Vermont sends this out through the neutral zone. McQuingle misses it. Puck is picked up by Kyle Davis. Davis sends this through the air. Fitzgerald gloves it down. Tries sending it out. Cannell getting in his way. Davis coming in to help out. McQuingle trying to shovel it out. Cannell spearing at that puck through the legs of several people. McQuingle able to get that out and through. Engel chases that puck down. Engel has McQuingle on him, keeping him in the corner. Engel sends it out, goes into the middle. There's a shot by Marchand, and it's saved by Stefaniak. Marchand falls backwards. This puck gets cleared out. Cannell picks it up at the blue line, trying to get by DeDids. DeDids gets that puck away, cuts in front of his own goal, sends this out. Stolen by Palmer. Shot, save made by Braun. So many opportunities for both teams. So many amazing misses. Amazing defensive plays. Strange hockey. Wild, wild play going on here. Sean Wright squares up for the faceoff for Paul Smith's College. And he wins that draw. Puck comes over to Suave. Dylan fires it in. Gets tipped in front by Wright. Save made by Braun on the far side. Schaefer fires this all the way across off the boards. Dylan moves this forward for Trappist. Trappist puts this on net, and another save made by Braun, holding on to that puck on the side of the net. Sean Wright again for the face-off. He's wrapped up with Deed St. Simon. Comes away with this puck. Wright looking, thought about the wraparound. Out in front. Shot unassisted. What's that? Oh, it's Travis. Oh, 48. Thank you. Sorry, Colin Trappist with the goal unassisted, 48. So Paul Smith's college goal scored by number 48, Colin Trappist. I think it's unassisted. Time of the Bobcats goal, 18:37 of the second period. They lead 2-1. Puck goes in deep. Dylan Suave sends this back over to the corner. Stopped by number 20, Greenberg for Vermont. Comes out to the point. DeRoma shovels this forward for Zarin. Zarin couldn't get that through. Puck comes out. Let's see if there's an assist. And the assist goes to number 71, Julian Schaefer. So Trappist from Schaefer, 48 from 71. Time of the Bobcat goal, 18:37 of the second period. And they lead 2-1 with less than a minute to go in the period. Faceoff comes back to Ogden. Ogden fires this, goes into the trapezoid. Played around by DeRoma. Out into the neutral zone. Berger gets it, fires this in, goes off the glove of Hayes. Hayes picks this. Oh, no, he doesn't. He misses it, recovers, held in. No, now it's knocked out by Vermont. Ogden tried firing it forward. Greenberg has it for Vermont, sends it up. Ogden catches it in his zone, gets this back out into the neutral zone. Tallison for Vermont sends this back to the D. DeRoma has it. DeRoma off the boards, touched in by Greenberg, goes all the way down, played on by Stefaniak behind his goal. 15 seconds to go. Ogden at the trapezoid, challenged by Wide Awake. And that puck gets cleared by Paul Smith's College, and that's going to be an icing, as the closest man to it is number 29, Mr. Fitzgerald. Less than 5 seconds to go, and we'll have a face-off next to Ethan Stefaniak. Let's see how well Vermont's able to get a shot off of the face-off, if at all. There's the attempt, and that's covered up by Stefaniak. We'll do it again. 3.5 seconds. Rizzi back in for the face-off. Rizzi squaring off against Rinsky. Somebody's stick broke. It's Rizzi's. He drops it, and that'll do it. That'll end the period. So 2 goals scored this period by Paul Smith's College. Goal by Schaefer and a goal by Trappist. And Paul Smith's College now leads 2-1 after 2 periods of play. We'll be back in about 12 minutes with fresh ice from the Saranac Lake Civic Center, home of the 2025 Burning Leaves Tournament hosted by Paul Smith's College. It's Paul Smith's College 2, University of Vermont 1 after 2 periods of play. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you to don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day. You know what? Let's make this a great intermission, and we'll be back. And here we go. Face off back into the Paul Smith zone. Now it's knocked out through the neutral zone into the Vermont zone. Chasing it down is number 39, Venner. Reaching back wide away, gets us out through the neutral zone. Picked up by Paul Smith's College. Right has it right. Dumps his puck in. Goes all the way around to the far side. Grab by Schaefer. Schaefer hits it and it goes up. I thought it hit the netting, but I guess it did not. Knocked down by Vermont. Vermont coming back with this puck. Over the center line, dumps that in on net. Knocked away by Stefaniak. And that is an icing. Face off to the left side of Stefaniak. Sliding in for Vermont is D. St. Simon. St. Simon backhand, loose puck, and that gets grabbed by Wright and ripped. Ices it with glee. Had to wait for a Vermont player to cross past the face-off dots to make that an icing, because had a Paul Smith's College player beat the Vermont player to the face-off dot, then it would not be icing. In college hockey, we use the face-off dots instead of the red lines to avoid catastrophic collisions against the boards. Vermont picks that up in their end of the ice. Trying to come out with, oh, it gets turned over. There's a shot by Canal. Save made, rebound. Loose, comes back out to the point, and Engel can't hold it. It comes out. Ukta grabs this in the neutral zone, dumps it in. Picked up by Vermont's McQuingle. McQuingle from the trapezoid sends this up on the far side. Vermont coming out with this puck. No, stopped by Cannell. DeRoma grabs this against the board, sends this down the length of the ice, all the way back. Engel battling against De St. Simon. Hands this off to Greenberg. Greenberg sends this back behind the goal, and here comes Owen Kime with it. Kime. Oh, Paul Smith's almost scored on themselves. Ukta, not really, I don't know what was going on there. Cannell in deep, centering pass, gets knocked away by Vermont. And Kime going back to pick this puck up. Kime through his trapezoid, comes up near side, passes this puck up to the blue line for Ukta. Ukta not able to catch it. Puck turned back by Bay. Ukta battling, no. Nice little toe drag by Greenberg. Greenberg winds up, shot, saves Stefaniak. Knocked back behind the net by Kine. He can't stay on top of it. Vermont sends us back out to the point, Bay, and we've got a whistle. And what is that? Are we doing the... We're having a face-off out of the zone. I don't know if Vermont knocked the net off. Yeah. So Vermont must have knocked the net off of its moorings, and so that'll give us a face-off in the neutral zone. Rizzi taking a face-off for Vermont. Face-off won by Paul Smith. Puck comes back into their zone. Suave sends this out into the neutral zone. Turned over, Vermont coming back the other way. Fenner in the middle. Pass to him between the legs. Not able to get a solid shot off. Picked up by Vermont. They try sending this around. Not able to hold that in. Bay picks this up in the neutral zone. Swings and misses. And Pinsky not able to get that puck away. Rizzi dumps that puck in. Kime watches it go by. Suave picks it up on the far side. Rips this around. Goes off the skate of Janis. Back into the trapezoid. Dylan, Suave sends this up for Haslett. Haslett can't get it out. Now out it comes. Vermont dumps it back in. Wide away. Dumps that puck in and goes off for a line change. Puck comes up near side. Schaefer? No, as Haslett. Excuse me. Dylan Suave, pass to Haslett. Haslett sends this diagonally across. Fitzgerald gets this for Vermont. Turns it back into the neutral zone. There, and it's pulled into the offensive end by Green. Green shot misses horribly. Hardy fires this, goes wide. It's a pass to the corner for number 7, Bame. Far side, Pinsky sends this up, gets it into the neutral zone. Fitzgerald turns this puck back, a grab by Tony. Tony sends this, hits the official. DeDids gets this for Vermont. Pass this out to Hardy in the neutral zone. Hardy sends this into the offensive end and gets clobbered by Duran. And DeDids is still down. Ogden into the offensive zone, takes that shot, and there's the whistle for the down player, number 31, DeDids, being tended to by the officials and somebody from the rink staff. Green coming over to check him out. He got hit pretty hard. I saw that. He's still down. I think he just got his a little shell shock. Hardy. Oh, it's not DeDids. It was Hardy. Excuse me. And Hardy gets up. And he's going to skate over to the bench. He's going to be okay. So the faceoff should be in the Vermont zone. That's where the puck was when the whistle was blown. Noah Munjennings taking the faceoff for Paul Smith. Pushes this to the corner and goes after it. Gets knocked up to Duran. Duran shot fired. Kick save by Braun. Forgot his name. Vermont trying to come out. Marchand knocks that forward. It was a little too far. Gets knocked back. Paul Smith, D to D. Nick Ogden. Pass this up to Munjennings. Munjennings at the center line loses the puck. Duran there, able to get that in. Marchand chases it down in the corner. Marchand behind his goal, drops this off in the corner for his teammate. Munjennings trying to take it away. Back into the trapezoid. Vermont with this, fires this up at the center ice. Ogden stops it. Gets sent back into the zone of Paul Smith. Liam Berger clears it back out. Now finding this puck in the neutral zone is McQuingle. McQuingle tried to get that shot off. Gets blocked by Ogden. Pass back to the point for DeRoma. DeRoma sends this forward, and Liam Berger flicks this out into the neutral zone. That's offsides as it hit St. Simon inside the zone after the puck left and went into the neutral zone. Callison takes this puck for Vermont in the neutral zone, crosses over the center line, dumps this puck in, and then chases after it. So he picks the puck up. I guess he knows what he's doing, and I don't. Puck goes into the far corner. Julian Schaefer battling against Greenberg for it. Schaefer comes away with it, sends this off the boards into the neutral zone. Goes to Cohen, the defenseman for Vermont. He passes it up to Green. Green dumps it in. Puck gets played on by Stefaniak. Passes it over on the near side. That gets off the glass. Cohen settles it down in the neutral zone. Coming after him is Wright. Gets ripped in by Schaefer. Wright checks up on sides. Comes back in to try to get that puck away. Nails Bay. Open ice. Puck comes out. Callison has it. Callison over the blue lines. Got angle on him. Stops short at the hash mark. Comes back to the point. Dumps that puck back into the corner for Green. Green plays it out to the top of the circle. Callison can't keep it in. This puck comes all the way back, and Cohen's chasing after it in Vermont zone. Cohen from his trapezoid. 13 minutes to go. Long pass is just a turnover as it goes right to Dylan Suave. And as smooth as he was, not able to do it. Oh, the goalie falls down for Vermont. He gets back up. Fitzgerald coming down with this puck for Vermont. Drop past to Fenner. Fenner, a weak shot. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Schaefer. Schaefer to Palmer. Palmer stops. Shot misses wide right off the backboard. Held in by Dylan Suave. A nice smooth move by Dillon. Vermont can't get that by Swab. Shot safe. Now it comes out. Kine picks it up at center ice, dumps this puck in. It rides the boards all the way around onto the near side. Cohen picks it up, tries to get it out, finds Fenner. Fenner centers this puck over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gets by the defender, goes over, hits the crossbar, goes back behind. We're ripped on, short side by Fenner. Nothing doing. That puck fired, misses everything. Comes out into the neutral zone. Fitzgerald dumps it back in while Vermont's checking up on sides. Kine picks this puck up, sends it off the near boards for us. Canal dumps this in to the zone. Going back after it is Hayes for Vermont. Hayes sends this up along the boards. Retreating back, Tony Pinsky. Passes it up to Cannell. Cannell over the blue line. It's a 1-on-3. It's a 2-on-3. Cannell loses his footing. He goes down. Vermont picks his puck up. Passes out into the neutral zone. Coming down with it, number 27 is Tate. And I looked away. Haslett dives after that puck, shovels it forward. It gets missed by Hayes. Hayes chases after it, loose puck in the slot. And that is held in by Haslett. Turns, fires, puck goes right into the glove of Braun. 11:16 remaining in this game. Paul Smith College leads 2-1. Remember, if you hit that subscribe button, you'll be able to participate in the chat just like JCC Hockey had. I will communicate back with you because I'm just that nice. Vermont wins that face-off. Cohen sends it around, comes back to him. No, Cohen is camped out in front trying to protect his net. Vermont clears the zone, sends this puck all the way across to the far side. Marchand has to play this back into his zone. Passes it up to St. Simon. Brings this into the slot, gets knocked away. Pinsky, short pass. Janis sends this into the zone. Bay, overskates that puck. Janis going after it, checks Bay and falls down. Jennings loses this puck on the far side, coming out to St. Simon. Passes over to the middle for McQuingle. McQuingle can't keep it. Durant takes it away, turns it over to St. Simon. St. Simon falls down for no reason. Ogden coming back. Loses that puck to his own teammate. St. Simon picks it up, takes that shot, gets deflected off the stick of a Paul Smith College player and hits the netting. So we'll have a face-off to the right side of Stefaniak. Zarin squares up against Jennings. Puck goes in the air, and Stefaniak catches that short fly ball for the first out of the period. Jennings and Zarin again trying to be different. Jennings pushes Zarin off the puck, but it's collected by Greenberg. Shot fired. Save made. Stefaniak. Puck goes off the glass. Battle back behind the net. Kyle Davis trying to get it. Can't do it. Puck taken away by Callison. Callison on the far side. Fighting for that puck. Engel takes him to the corner and takes that puck away. Rips it all the way around. Comes out into the neutral zone near side. Didids. Or is it Didios? It's D-I-O-S. I like Didids better. This puck goes into the Paul Smith corner. Zarin playing on it. And there's more fists than sticks going on there. Callison to the corner. He gets checked off of that puck. Engel trying to play it out. Does get it to Munjennings. Munjennings passes his puck over for Schaefer. Schaefer dumps it into the corner. Chases after it. Picks it up in the trapezoid. Schaefer going. Munjennings gets tricked. That's going to be an interference call. Stefaniak to the bench. Extra tackle on. Jennings can't get to that puck. It gets touched up by Callison, and it's going to be a cross-check penalty against Vermont. Vermont penalty number 22, Zarin's 2-minute minor for cross-checking. Number 22, 2 minutes cross-check. Time of the minor penalty, 10:57 of the third period, and it's a Bobcat power play, but here comes Vermont. Rip that puck all the way down. Cannell back for it, picks his puck up in the corner. Cannell coming up on the near side. He's got Fenner in front of him, so he passes that puck off to the far side for Palmer, and Paul Smith crosses offsides. Nick Ogden on the wrong side of the blue line when the puck made its journey into the zone. Face off in the neutral zone. Palmer lining up against Hayes. Puck comes over to Cannell. Cannell goes in at the hash mark, trying to set up the umbrella, gives this puck over to Palmer, back to Cannell. Cannell sends this across, gets tipped. Ogden tries to settle it, can't. Puck comes out. Palmer tries to regain possession and does. Gets this puck forward for Nick. Ogden into the offensive zone. Ogden has Ukta in the middle of the top. That's a Omar Ukta. Goal scored by number 24, Omar Ukta. I believe the assist was from Attila Cannell. I don't know if there's a second assist. Time of the goal, 11:41. And Paul Smith's College now leads 3-1. The worst lead possible in hockey. And we got a hooking penalty against Paul Smith's. And Julian Schaefer going to the box for a 2-minute minor for hooking. Time of that penalty, 11:48 of the third period. And it's a Vermont power play. Going in to take the face-off is number 8, De St. Simon. Puck gets sent around, 39 on the far side, grabs it, that's Fenner. Vermont centering pass gets blocked by Stefaniak. Fenner holds that in. Pass across, 1-T. Goal scored by Wide Awake. It's a power play goal for Vermont, and it is now 3-2. So Wide Awake with the power play goal. It's his second goal of the game. Zarin in for the face-off against White. So that goal scored by number 24, Ethan Wide Awake. So 24, I think from 39 from Fenner, I believe. Time to goal, 12:07, and it's 3-2. Callison knocks that down at the blue line, brings us through the neutral zone. It's taken away by Schaefer. Schaefer passes his puck off to Kime. Kime sends it behind the net, held in at the point by Rizzi. Rizzi loses that puck. Schaefer pulls it by, loses bounce, regains possession, drops it off for Trappist. Trappist moves forward. Fitzgerald able to knock it away. Centering pass attempted, but not made. Coming out with this puck is Rizzi. Passes all the way across to Callison. Callison dumps this puck in, goes off for a change as Dylan Suave smoothly takes this puck away. Passes it up for Trappist. Trappist brings this in, sends this at the goal, and that gets covered up by Braun. Remember, if you want to be the coolest person in your town, hit that subscribe button now. Loose puck picked up by Colin Palmer, sends this back into the corner for Ukta. Ukta rips this back behind the net. Cannell sends this up to the point for Ogden. Fires! Goes through traffic. I think it might have hit off Ukta. Goes back behind the net. Cohen for Vermont goes over to the corner to get that puck. Ukta knocks it back. Over to Ukta. He swings and it goes off his stick. Berger settles it down, fires it. Picked up by Palmer. Turn, shot, save. Rebound, grabbed by Vermont. And the net comes off. And we staying in the zone. Who knocked it off? I like how Braun wouldn't even touch the net to fix it. He says, Stripes, you get paid for this. You move my net. So I think they're saying that Braun backed up and hit that post, and he knocked the net off. So the faceoff is staying in the Vermont zone. It was a nice conversation between the officials and the Vermont coach. Turns out no teddy bears were brought, so the faceoff stays in the Vermont zone. Doran with a quick shot save made by Braun. Munn Jennings in for the faceoff for Paul Smith's College. Pulls his puck back, stepping up to steal it is number 2. Who the heck is number 2? Oh, McCringle. Hayes fires that forward, gets deflected back out. Doran picks his puck up and fires it forward. That's going to be an icing. No, it's not, because Ogden gets in there first. Braun plays that puck around. Ziggy fires this forward. Ogden has this in the corner. Nick trying to grab that puck and give it to a friendly, able to find Ziggy. Vermont comes away with this puck. Here's Hayes for Vermont. Crosses center line, dumps that puck in. Played off the backboard by Berger. Berger hits the glass, held in at the point by DeRoma. Now it gets knocked out. Hayes goes over to play on it. Looks over his shoulder to make sure he's not about to get his lights knocked out. Tried passing that puck over to McQuingle, but misses him. Zarin grabs his puck in the neutral zone, fires it forward. Gets picked up, though, by Ukta. Ukta fires it forward. Munn Jennings brings it into the offensive zone. Centering pass, and that gets missed in the middle by Haslett. Zarin throws that puck in, and it's played by Stefaniak. Paul Smith's able to get this to Haslett. Haslett flicks this out into the neutral zone. Knocked away by Janus. Can't keep it, though. Here's Fitzgerald coming back with it for Vermont. Fitzgerald runs into Davis. Puck goes back. Pinsky collects it, rips this all the way around. Got touched by 100 people. Running after it is DeDios. And now McQuingle fires this all the way across for Callison. Callison gets a piece of it. Kyle Davis has control. Davis to Pinsky. Pinsky sends this through, and that's going to be an icing, as the first one to it is a Vermont Fitzgerald. And looks like we have a timeout. I'm going to say timeout called by Paul Smith's College, because it looked like Casey Jerish, Coach Jerish, really had something to say. And I was right. Look at that. So 3:49 to go in this game. It's 3-2. University of Vermont, the last team to score, taking us from 3-1 to 3-2. So one might say that the momentum is tilted in Vermont's favor. That's why Coach Jerish wanted to pause this game so he could have a quick talk with his players, how he wants to see them finish this game. Less than 4 minutes to go. They're going to want to stay out of the penalty box, preferably, and put another puck in the Vermont goal. Vermont, however, wants to put one in Paul Smith College's goal. Rizzi taking the face-off against Wright. Here's the face-off. Wright pushes it through Rizzi's leg. Cohen not able to do anything. Coming down with this puck is Schaefer. Schaefer shot, save, rebound. Misses, goes through the crease into the corner. Vermont trying to clear. Wright sends this in on the far side. Trappist picks this puck up. He buries this in deep on the near side. It's really a pass to Julian Schaefer. No, Engel fires it. Leg pad save by Braun. Engel passes puck across to Ogden. Ogden Ukta moves this puck forward. Or Davis. That was Davis, actually. Pass out in front. Ogden, Schaefer, no, nothing. Ogden, Davis. Finally, everybody from the team for Paul Smith College got a piece of that puck and finally able to bury it in the back of the net. Now, I don't know who's officially going to get credit with that goal. I don't know if somebody tipped it in or if Davis really got that goal firing it from the blue line. We're going to have to wait for our public address announcer to tell us what's going on. Palmer in for the face-off against DeSaint something or other. So Paul Smith's college goal scored by number 39, Sean Wright, assisted by number 48, Colin Trappist. Wright from Trappist, 39 from 48. Time of the Bobcat goal, 16:55 of the third period. 2.5 minutes to go. Vermont clears this out into the neutral zone. Time returns it back in. Puck gets stalled by Braun in the trapezoid, and Vermont's trying to bring it out. Fitzgerald passes to St. Simon. To St. Simon, shot fired, blocked in front by Owen Kine. Puck taken back. And Cannell tripped the Vermont player, but it's going to be all right. And this is going to be an icing, and we'll bring the face-off all the way down by Stefaniak. 2 minutes to go, and a 2-goal lead for Paul Smith College here in the third period of the final game of the second day of the 2025 Burning Leaves Tournament. Face-off driven out to the point. Hayes can't keep it in. Comes back into the neutral zone. Now he dumps that puck in. Goes all the way around to the far side. Suave picks it up. Sends this along the boards up for Cannell. Cannell has his pressed over on the side. And we're going to have a face-off in the neutral zone. Because the officials thought that was frozen. I don't know why they didn't let him keep fighting for that puck. But they didn't. So Rizzi and Pinsky. Puck comes back for Paul Smith College. Near side. Puck grabbed by Hayes of Vermont. He dumps it in on the far side. Number 24 wide awake going after it. Fenner sends us to the corner. Wide awake turns. Misses. Swinging and missing is Janus. Now grabbing that puck, Liam Berger rips this all the way around near side. Grabbed by Haslett. Haslett pops this into the neutral zone. Turned over. Vermont trying to come back with it. They give it back. Now Vermont has it. Hayes fires this all the way to the far corner. Berger going after it, and they're going to call that an icing because he was all the way by the faceoff dot. And Pinsky accidentally runs into Is that Zarin? No, Wide Awake. Sure, it was an accident. Right in for the face-off. Pulls this puck back to Ogden. Ogden winds up, shot fired, goes over everybody, hits the glass, drops down, picked up by Wide Awake. And there's 1 minute remaining in this game. Rizzi over the blue line shot, gets deflected by Trappist, goes to the corner. Vermont stepping up. Extra attacker on goalie has been pulled. Vermont back, puck stays in their zone. Trappist moving up to try to keep it in, not able to. Wright knocks it back into the Vermont zone. Puck is played on by DiDio. He'll pass this puck over, and Paul Smith has it, and they're going to ice it. Why would you ice that puck instead of trying to just pass it off? I don't know. Or at least try to make some sort of a bank shot. You know, practice your physics. And we've got a timeout for Vermont. The Vermont coach believes that they can score 2 goals in 28 and a half seconds. Even though it's taken them, 59 minutes to score 2 goals so far. He thinks 28 seconds is enough to score 2 more. Officials get together to talk about where they're going for dinner. Coach Jerish has the team over. He's telling them the same things he told them 4 minutes ago when he called a timeout. So Vermont, they need to make quality shots if they're going to score on Stefaniak, get through the defense of Paul Smith's College. Paul Smith's needs to burn up time, 28 and a half seconds. Face-off is going to be down at Paul Smith College's end of the ice. So no goalie in the net. If Paul Smiths can pull this puck back and really try to take a 200-foot shot on goal, they're going to try. Rizzi in for the face-off against Wright. Puck comes back to DiDio. He fires it. Save made. And it hits the roof in the zone. This face-off is going to stay in Paul Smith's end of the ice. If only they had used 10-inch girders instead of 16-inch girders. Shot fired, Fitzgerald, save made, puck goes to the corner, loose out in front, now it's on the side, wrap unattempted. Oh, it's the body that gets his leg over to the post to make the save. What an incredible save. Puck is held over on the side, 5 seconds to go. 4, listen to the crowd, do the countdown, and there it is. It's a Paul Smith College victory as they come away winning this one 4-2. What an amazing last-second save by Ethan Stefaniak. Comes up big time for Paul Smith College. Lisa, that is very funny. I like it, and I will save that for the future for sure. So this game ends in a 4-2 victory as Paul Smith College defeats the University of Vermont here in the final game of the second day of the Burning Leaves Tournament of 2025, hosted by Paul Smith College here at Saranac Lake Civic Center in Saranac Lake, New York. I'll be back here again tomorrow for the final games of the Burning Leaves Tournament. So from the Saranac Lake Civic Center in Saranac Lake, New York, in the beautiful Adirondacks in peak leaf peeping season, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day, make it a great day.